I think this is the third week when the gospel has focused on love. And I actually did a Bible study with some colleagues, and we were all feeling a little exhausted by the topic. But we ended up with some very interesting ideas. And the thing that has sort of followed me all week long from this gospel reading is not the love, but the word abide. At the very beginning, Jesus says, as the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love. Abide. You know, a word for your home is abode, the place where you live. And to abide with something, someone, or in a place is to live in that place. And so Jesus has said, live with me. Live in relationship with me. If you follow my commandments, you will live in me, and my life will fill you with life. And then Jesus goes on to say, my commandment is that you love one another as I have loved you. To look at the word, to contemplate how we are to show love, is by first receiving that love of God in Christ. Jesus goes on to say, I call you no longer servants, but friends. A servant does what the master decrees, what the master tells them to do. A servant is not free, but is under bondage. A servant may respect the master, may even wish well for the master, may even have fond feelings of the master. But the servant always knows there's a separation between the master and the servant. But Jesus says, you are not my servant, you are my friend. Friends are equals. Friends share together. Friends interact with one another. And so Jesus is inviting us not to be his servant, but to be his friend, to abide with him, to love and live with him and within him. And in doing so, we make the gospel known to all the world. The Greeks had somewhere between 4 and 7 words for the word love. In English, we have one word, and that causes us many problems because we often misunderstand what love is, as Jesus is describing here. Jesus is describing the willingness to stand up for the other, the willingness to even sacrifice one's life for one's friends. The love Jesus is talking about in this gospel and throughout the gospels is not that feeling that we have, but rather is the action of doing good for others, the action of showing God to others, the action of acting and interacting in ways that lead others to see the one we abide in, the one we love, live in and love, Jesus Christ. And so on this wonderful Mother's Day, when we honor all of you who are mothers and think of our own mothers if they are no longer with us and all that they gave to us, we need to remember that they were models of a self-giving love. But Jesus is the ultimate model. Jesus is the one who reached out to people whom others thought were unimportant, reached out to people whom his society declared as worthless. And so If we are to abide in Jesus and Jesus is to abide in us, our love must extend even to those who society would say are unworthy or less worthy. And we need to remember that we are not Jesus' servants, but rather we are those who live in Jesus and with Jesus and allow Jesus to live and act in the world through us. May it be so in our lives this week. Let us say together the Nicene Creed as soon as Christy gets it back on the screen.